friends and neighbors. Welcome in the light, where laughter's the answer and hearts are shining bright. With calloused hands and wits, so raise your sharp. Let's praise a place where love ignites the spark. In the field of dreams where sweat and hope combine, we'll raise our voices high and toast to the divine. Be your best and let your spirit always rise. Give thanks for every moment under sunny skies. Be the sunny side of someone else's life. Share your light and joy through struggle and strife. Keep your heart open and your soul always bright. Together we will share this sunny side life. Be the sunny side of someone else's life. Share your light and joy through struggle and strife. Keep your heart open and your soul always bright. Together we will share this sunny side life.
Hello, friends and neighbors, and welcome to the sunny side of life. Oh, I guess if you've been listening, you know that there wasn't an episode last week. And the reason for that was I was not in the country, and I was too tired from all of the volunteer stuff with RAGBRAI and just things that were going on all summer long, that when I got done with that, I said, I'm out. And I didn't record an episode. And so I apologize if you were desperately seeking a Monday episode last week. But I was gone and left, and we were in Ireland. I took my son, Colin, with my mom and dad. We went to Ireland. My mom and dad like to take their grandkids on a trip to Ireland. So I went there with Colin and my niece, Mia, and my son Jack was supposed to have gone, but because of football, he wasn't able to go. So we went. So I got to go. The trip was already booked, and by the time that this all came up, I was already, I was like, yeah, I'm going to go, and it just felt like a day after we got done cleaning up from RAGBRAI, we were out of here. And so that's why there was no episode last week. And I had a phenomenal time. I've never been to Ireland before. Our family history, part of it comes from Ireland, and it is just so special to be able to go and visit that unique island, an island steeped in history far longer than American history, and has just a rich tapestry of tales and personalities and faith, and it's a wonderful place. I encourage you to visit Ireland, and apparently that's something that even the president has said. I guess everybody else has to pay $250 to visit the United States except Ireland. They get in for free, and I would love to have more Irish folks visiting our country, just as we visited the lovely land of Ireland. So to really give you a taste and a feel for what it was that my family, in part, got to experience while while we were there in Ireland, I wanted you to meet or listen to the man who spent 10 days with, who drove us around, who gave us the tour, who guided us from place to place, who got to know us, who really paid attention to the details of our interests, the kind of people we were. We're rural Iowan types that, we want to see the beautiful countryside of Ireland. Don't care as much about the bigger cities, because a bigger city, even if it's in a foreign country, is still that's just a big city. And so Dublin was wonderful. Cork was fine. But as you'll find out, it was the special places just out in the Irish countryside that were just so phenomenal. And of course, we saw all of the things that, you're supposed to see. We certainly didn't see all of them. We saw so much, but it was because of a very special man named Brendan McCarthy, who is, I would say, now a family friend for sure. He opened his heart to us. He toured us around. He guided us. He's not just a great guide. He's just one of the best guides in Ireland, if not the best in Ireland, because he's licensed in everything you can possibly. He's passed all the tests. He knows all the history. But what really makes him so special is he truly wants you to have the best experience you possibly. He loves his country, and he's proud of it, and he wants you to just to love it too. And that is something that I think is so special in any career. But it was just so well exemplified by our time with Brendan. And we bonded very well. We're about the same age, and we just had a great time. We've seen a lot of the same movies, got the same sense of humor. He had us cracking up, and he just keeps you going, and we loved it. He just went the extra mile in so many ways. I can't even list them all off. So I just want to take this time to share with you a little bit about what I was doing the last 10 days and why I didn't have an episode last week. But I want to share with you and introduce you to my friend Brendan McCarthy, who is, you'll get it. You'll understand just by listening to his voice why he is the sunny side of so many people's lives, including my own. So, by way of Love Irish Tours, let's get to know my friend Brendan McCarthy. So, my friends, I have got to take this time now to just jump right in and make an international phone call so that you can meet truly the best national tour guide in Ireland, my friend Brendan McCarthy. Brendan, how are you?
Hello there, all the way from Ireland here.
Yes.
How are you doing?
Oh, I'm so happy to talk to you again. It's only been a day since we last spoke, but oh boy, what a long day that was. Up and out and on the plane, and 7.5 hours later, back in America. Wow. And all of that stuff. Yeah, but I've just been bragging about you a little bit to my audience, and I wanted them to try to get a little taste of what it's like to be side by side with the best national tour guide, in Ireland, Brendan McCarthy. And so I wanted to talk to you, and we talked about this, and you were a little nervous when we earlier in the week I said, "Hey, listen, we'll get you on the podcast," and you were like, "What are we going to talk about?"
Never done a podcast before. And you just blew me away all week. Try with your family, your son. You know what an amazing family you are. I credit you. My first Iowa people I ever met in my whole entire life, and by God, ye are some family. And if my tours were very, very like ye, my job would be very, very easy. So you made the tour very easy, meeting you. And my God, you are a true friend all week, and a pleasure meeting you.
Well, thank you. We bonded right away. So we flew into Dublin got there on a Friday. I think it was a Friday. We arrived, and then a little jet lag. We toured all over the place, and then stayed in a hotel. And then that next morning in Dublin, you picked us up, and I walked out. I might have been a little, let's say, jet lagged, but I might have aided the jet lag with just the experience of an Irish pub a little bit too. So, but then I met you, and I was like, this guy, he's got a twinkle in his eye, and you must have thought the same thing.
Yeah, I did. A twinkle in your eye. I just, the moment I met you, man, we did hit it off. We absolutely amazing. You got into the most amazing vehicle, Mercedes Vito class, and then we headed off, you and your family, down to Blarney Castle, 3 hours away, and you walked around the gardens and had a great time. And
I even kissed the Blarney Stone. I kissed that stone.
Did you kiss it?
Oh yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I kissed it. You gotta lay down. Got to lay down on your back. You're kind of hanging over the edge. I think it's...
Yes.
I mean, when I kissed it, I popped back up and I said, tastes like tourism.
Yeah, it's like it really does. That's the stone of eloquence. You can talk all day long, with that. And I noticed, you did kiss the stone because everywhere we went, you always had a nice question, or for me, and I can answer the best I could, as a national tour guide of Ireland.
Yeah.
So, and as for Cork, then we got into the vehicle and we done Dingle. If you're single, you can mingle in Dingle. You kind of showed me a few Limerick, rhymes as well, and God damn it, they were very, very good. And I knew you liked Dingle.
Yeah.
The coast road out to Dingle was really nice. What was your view in Dingle when we got there?
Oh my
In
God.
Kerry. Yeah.
Well, first of all,
Sleigh Hit Drive.
yeah. Oh, those early days are really blending together, I have to say.
Yes.
I remember that. I don't remember much of Dingle, which is terrible because I love the name Dingle.
Yes.
And so what did we do there? Help me, tour guide, help me.
Yeah, we did. Remember, we did the Sleigh Hit Drive and went out and we seen the Sleeping Giant.
Oh yeah.
And Inish Vicalan,
Yes.
and all those beautiful beaches out there. And
Yes.
it's kind of a nice little town, fishing town.
Yes.
And we went into the beautiful restaurants and kind of let you around for 3 hours, and you came back again and went back to Killarney then that night. Remember?
Yeah.
We stayed in the 4-star Killarney there.
Yeah.
The lakes. Yeah.
That was beautiful. Killarney,
Absolutely.
we were there for 2 days, and that's probably why I have a more vivid memory of Killarney. But it was just such a rush. I mean, folks, we were all over. We went all over Ireland. Clearly, we couldn't see everything, but I feel like we saw an awful lot, and such beautiful countryside. In my family, we're from a rural area, and you figured that out, and you figured out that these people, they just love to be out in the countryside, and so we did stay in Cork, and we went to Belfast later, and some of the bigger cities and things like that. Dublin started out there and ended up there, sort of, but it was really the smaller villages and the little towns that we really liked. I really liked. I just like elbow room, and I like wide open spaces, and Ireland's got so much of that. But Killarney was amazing. There's a little castle. It was like an old, I don't know, little stronghold there that's kind of right behind the hotel and the lake. And I mean, just as you would say, gorgeous. It was gorgeous. Yeah.
It was gorgeous. It was really. And I introduced you to our Gaelic games as well. The football was going on that week, and they won the famous Sam Maguire Cup. And I was telling you all about football. It's Gaelic football. There's a 15-on-15, and there's 32 counties in Ireland, 26 in the Republic of Ireland, and 6 in the north of Ireland. And the 26, challenge each other. And then it comes down to the final 2, and then that is our Gaelic football. And that week you were there in Killarney, the Killarney team won it. And, myself and, we went in to Killarney that night to the homecoming to Kerry that won the Sam Maguire. My first time actually in Killarney when they won the Sam Maguire, and to see the homecoming was absolutely amazing. It's much the same as you in America, your American football.
Yeah.
You could talk to me. What is American football that I would love to go to see when I go to America sometime?
Yeah. I was surprised. You gave me an education. You're really. I mean, you're so much fun and so jubilant and joyful and wonderful to be around. But you're full of knowledge, and you're able to just give us the information as we go along. And I learned about Gaelic football, which is phenomenal. It's like what we would call soccer, but not like soccer, because they get to use their hands. They pass it back and forth. It's completely unique. And then when we were there, like you said, it was their Super Bowl, so to speak, is what we would call it in American football, and their championship. And it came down to Donegal and Kerry. And unfortunately, what was the problem with the uniforms?
Yes. Very, very, very good point there. The problems with the uniforms is they have the same identical color, green and gold,
Green and gold.
And Donegal has green and gold, and Kerry is green and gold. there's two kingdoms. There's two kingdoms in the world: the kingdom of God and the kingdom of Kerry. That's what they say down there in Kerry.
Yeah.
The two kingdoms: kingdom of God and kingdom of Kerry. Yeah. So yeah, that was the colors: gold and green. The same colors. Yeah.
Now you were we were staying in Killarney, and that is in Kerry County.
Yeah.
I did catch the last 5 minutes of the. I can't watch a whole soccer game to be complete, and even if it's Gaelic football, it's long. It was, but the scores are better, and it scores differently. It was the final score I think was 27-19. They scored at the and Kerry won, and that was kind of the prediction. But you were rooting. You were hoping. You're not a huge Gaelic football fan, but you were kind of hoping Donegal would get it because they hadn't done it or haven't done it in a long time.
Yeah, and Donegal. If they hear you, kind of delete all this because if Kerry heard me that I have to still work in Kerry now.
Yes. Well, come on.
I'm well known in Kerry.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd like to see Donegal winning because they haven't seen it in 2012.
Yeah. But you said quite clearly Kerry is going to win.
Yeah.
Like you knew they were going to win. But you would have appreciated if Donegal had won because they hadn't done it in a long time. So like you that's all you were saying for the folks in Kerry, in County Kerry. Listen,
even though I was County Clare, I'm a County Clare man.
Yeah,
born and bred in County Clare. And there was Kerry and Donegal. I was kind of neutral, but Donegal hasn't won this trophy, Sam Maguire trophy since 2012, and Kerry are the best. You know what I mean? They're great footballers, and the attention to detail, on their crest, the Kerry crest, it's absolutely amazing because they have everything down there in Kerry. The crest is very important for Kerry. If anyone is ever getting a Kerry jersey, it's really amazing. I will wear a Kerry jersey because everybody has a crest on their jersey, but the crest is very amazing. In Kerry, they have the highest mountain in Ireland is Carrauntoohil. 1,385 feet tall. And also on the crest, the old one, I think you had Brendan the Navigator, 500 BC. He was a navigator of the sea. He often sailed America. He was from Kerry, and they said in the history books that he discovered America in 500 BC, along as 12 apostles. And you have the mountain goat. The oldest. Like you have the oldest festival in the world, or in Ireland, the oldest festival. It's 420 years old. It's called the Puck Goat Festival, and that was the first place in Killarney with the mountain goats. Remember that?
Yeah.
When we were doing the Ring of Kerry.
Yeah.
And that festival is on this month, August, the 9th, the 10th, and 11th. So of August, you should say that in your podcast about the oldest festival in Ireland is the Puck Goat Festival in Killarney, and that's a real history lesson. That old festival, it's all about Oliver Cromwell, Cromwell and army, and stuff like that, and the goats bellowed out to save the people in Killarney. And so what they do is, just not going on a small bit. But what they do is that the oldest festival is they get a real live goat, right? And they put him up on a big pedestal.
Yeah.
Remember the pedestal I was telling you up through the Killarney?
We saw that. Yeah.
And they put the goat up in the pedestal up in Killarney. And when the goat bellows out, bah, 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 and then to salute the Puck Goat, Puck means goat in Irish.
Yeah.
The Puck Goat, to the Puck Goat, so that was all, old tradition in Ireland, and it's still there today.
Yeah.
So get to Kerry on the 9th, 10th of August. Tell all the Americans, because the oldest festival is on in Killarney, and it's absolutely amazing.
And when they salute the goat, when they're saluting the goat, they're taking a drink.
They're taking a pint of Guinness.
Yeah. Every time the goat bellows, it's time to drink. It's a drinking game.
Time to drink. Yeah, 3 times. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
it's amazing. I got to
yeah.
imagine some people are poking the goat. Come on, come
Yeah.
on. Yeah. You want to get a
Yeah,
really
that's-
noisy
that-
goat. You don't want an introverted goat to be your goat that year. You don't want a quiet
Yeah.
goat. You want one that's got lots to say. The goat's got his
Yeah,
own podcast.
his own podcast. I mean, you come from a farmer background. You know how to
Yeah.
poke the goat.
Poke
you know
the
what I mean?
goat. Yeah.
So on the 9th, the 9th, the 10th, and the 11th of August,
Yeah.
but get down to the local bar in wherever we're from, Iowa.
Yeah.
And salute to the poke goat from Ireland to Iowa.
That sounds like a great
salute
thing.
the oldest festival in Ireland. And tell all your friends and podcasts, we do some crazy stuff, here in Ireland. And just one more thing, the second oldest festival, the likes of Young Ones Today and the oldest, second oldest festival. And I bought you there, Listún Varna.
Oh, I love that.
Everybody.
What is it? Listen, Varna. Right?
Yes, go on.
Listen, Varna. Right? Is that right?
How's it going from? Yes.
Is that?
From Clare to
You
Clare,
showed me
it's
that
a long,
song.
long way.
I just love that song.
It's from Christy. It's from Christy Moore.
Yeah.
And that's the second oldest festival. Everybody does, dating online now.
Yeah.
But we don't do dating online here in Ireland.
Yeah.
We go the last week in August and the 4 weeks in September. We go to Listún Varna to the matchmaking festival.
Yes.
To meet Willie Daly.
He's still alive.
What happens is,
Yeah,
he's still alive. He's 88. I met him a few weeks ago. I couldn't believe it. All my life, I wanted to meet this guy. I met him. He's about 88 years of age. And I said, "Are you Willie Daly?" I met him up in Lahinch. Lovely guy.
yeah.
And what happens is, he's in Listún Varna with a book that's 500 years old. And what happens is, you go to Willie, write your name down, pay your €15, and you meet your woman in the bar, and you get chatting. If you didn't like her, go back up to Willie then, pay your extra €15, and then you keep going on and on until you meet the proper one. And a lot of marriages in Ireland, 500 years ago, people married out of this, second oldest festival.
Oh, somebody
Really
you know?
truly.
Yeah.
Well, someone I know, my grandmother, and my grandmother met my grandfather there.
Yeah.
Back in the 1930s, and that's how it all came across, because my mother is from there.
Yeah.
Just down the road on the next town. Kilfenora, and I'm an All-Ireland champion dancer when I was younger.
Yes.
And that's where I learned how to dance. Down near the next town, Kilfenora.
Yeah.
But that's all in the past now. I don't do dancing anymore. But my mother's relations were all from there, much the same as your relations when you did your history. Your D's from Corofin. So
Yes.
So tell all your friends there on podcast about Corofin. Go on now.
Okay.
It's an amazing story you have. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so I do ancestry work on our family and my wife's family. And
Wow.
when we travel in preparation for that, take a look, say where we're going and do we have anybody that's from there? Of course, going to Ireland, but I am an eighth Irish. My mom would be a quarter, et cetera, et cetera.
Yes.
My great grandmother was Irish, 100%. And so and the O'Days are from County Clare, same as you, which was awesome.
Wow.
We found
It's
out that,
amazing.
yeah.
And I was the tour guide.
You were the tour guide, best national tour guide in Ireland. And he's like, I'm from County Clare. And we said, well,
Yes.
there's an O'Day Castle. And he's like, I know there is. But it's not always on the tour route. It's not on, in fact, it's not there very often, but it's it's been it's a great example of what they call like the square or the stronghold, Irish stronghold. So big tall towers that are square, and they have, you walk in and there's there's a murder hole, which is the hole in the ceiling. They can stab you, burn you up, whatever.
Yeah.
They all have that, but this one has been taken care of. It had fallen apart.
Yes.
back
Indeed.
in the long time ago, but in the 60s, late 60s, some Americans from Wisconsin with OD lineage, which I guess would be relatives to ours, that I didn't know about, got some money together and purchased it and redid it. It took them 20 years, or I think it opened up in the late 80s, maybe early 90s, and you had a chance to go see it even when you were younger, as a much young, as maybe as a teenager or whatever, to go and see it. And it was but it's been a while since you've been back there. And so it was fun for you too. And you talk about the crest, Kerry's crest. It's very detailed. The O'Day crest is obviously proudly displayed there. Took lots of pictures of that, and probably will figure out a way to display that here at Sunnyside at some point. But it's just a really, really amazing, beautiful view, unbelievable view.
It was now actually,
What's that?
Yeah, it was actually a beautiful view, but that day I had to rearrange my day, to get to O'Dee's castle, and I went around Ireland from my hometown.
Yes.
And you met my beautiful wife, Mary.
Yeah, well,
Remember that day?
Oh, I didn't. It's on my list. I have a mental list. And so
Killaloe.
Yeah, the best thing, one of the best things about our trip, honestly, besides the beauty and the history of Ireland and just seeing all those amazing things, was just you're such a great tour guide and your personality. But you were just so open and honest with us. You just told us your love for your country and your passion for what you do just comes out in everything, and your desire to take care of the people that you're guiding is just phenomenal.
Yes.
Like you're invested. You want them to be happy. You want them to you're very concerned about that, and that's just so evident and wonderful.
Yeah.
And in the process, so we would start asking you questions about your family, and then you just you said you told us the story. This is the best. This is one of my best memories, to be honest with you. All the beautiful things we saw. This the story of how you met Mary. And your experiences. It's just so charming and wonderful. I'm gonna jump back for a thing that you kind of skipped over a little bit. You did bring it up, and it is true. But when we were in Killarney, we were there for 2 days, and the reason for that is because you can't go to the side where the Dingle side and then also do the Ring of Kerry. The Ring of Kerry takes all day, and so we did the Dingle day before, and we got to see all of that beautiful countryside. But then the next day, then we took off and we did the Ring of Kerry, and that takes all day, and it was
180 kilometers.
Yeah, 100. How many?
180 kilometers.
180 kilometers.
And
lots of just amazing views and just amazing places. And so to get so then on that second day, so then your wife Mary had come down. She'd done some shopping or whatnot, and then so we were able to meet her, and that was great because then at a certain point to get to where we needed to go to get to Corofin, we had to we went through your hometown, which I think should be on a. I mean, you probably as a tour guide, you don't want people to be touring through your town as a tour guide because you know all the buses that come, but your town is beautiful. I mean, it's on an enormous lake that goes on, and you say, I go jet skiing. I got jet skis. We'll go jet skiing on that, and the beautiful.
But not alone. I go jet skiing. It's a most historical town, really, because we've got a 68 million bridge, and the bridge was named after a very famous guy here in Ireland called Brian Boru.
Brian Boru.
So you had here in Ireland, you had St. Patrick, you had St. Bridget. Then after St. Bridget, you had the monks. I'm just flicking on, to Ireland. You had the monks, you had the Vikings, and you had the Vikings in 795 AD. But then after 795, you had Brian Boru, the High King of Ireland, and he took on a great battle, the Battle of 1014, to get rid of the Vikings here in Ireland. And he was from Killaloe, and it's Brian Boru. And he just said, enough of the murdering and the killing. with the Vikings, because they'd done it for nearly 300 years. And he would, he wanted to get, established by all the high kings of Munster in Ireland. We have 4 provinces in Ireland: Munster, Connacht, Ulster, and Leinster. And he was going around to the 4 provinces, saying he was, the High King of Munster, and he was the only guy that was able to play a musical instrument, was the harp.
The harp.
And here in Ireland, our emblem here is the harp,
yes.
Not the shamrock. It's the harp.
Yes.
So if you get any coin, that when you come to Ireland, we deal in the euros. So you have the 5 cents, 10 cents, 20 cents, you have the 50 cents, and then you have the euro, and then you have the €2, and then after that it goes into 5, €5, €10, 20
the
euro,
bills, yeah,
and €50, and then up along. But the harp is on the coin, and what you call it, when you get an Irish coin with a harp in it, your first Irish harp, you spit in it for luck, and you put it into your left pocket for the whole week. And if you change your pants, you change the coin into your left pocket, and that will give you luck. It's an Irish coin with a harp in it, and that's dedicated to Brian Boru, that plays the harp here in Ireland, and he was from Killaloe. That's what I want you that's what I want you to really feel Ireland on the way up to Corofin, because that's the by-road that took you up all the way to your hometown, for your family, to ODs. I want you to get that feeling, and you did.
So
you did. You got that feeling.
Oh yeah, we absolutely 100%. Brian Boru, was he then County Clare, or just he was from that from Munster?
He was from that area. He was from County Clare, where I live.
Yeah,
Brian Boru. He was born in County Clare.
All right.
He in the ninth. Around the 995 AD, and then on the 1014 you had the great battle of Clontarf.
Mm-hmm.
And that he won the Battle of Clontarf of fight the Vikings. There's enough of these Vikings, and he had a great big battle of, in 1014. And he won that battle in 1014. And what happened was his son and himself, were lying in the kind of tents back in 1014, like he was living in a tent after the battle. And someone cut his tent and stabbed him to death, himself and his son, in 1014. And that kind of changed Ireland then. The High Kings then took over like that. And then what happened was then in Ireland, the High Kings then were kind of fighting over land and women and stuff like that. So they said,
what order? Like
Leinster.
Did they start with the ladies first?
The Leinster King. Just let me finish, and I just said the Leinster King then was kind of fighting, over land. He said, you know what? I am going to know a fella over in England, and he brought in a guy, and then after that, then the English came in on that in kind of 1198, and that's what kind of happened in history.
Really,
along the way. Yeah.
That's how they got invited in.
Yeah, they got invited in from us, and then, they were here for 800 years. And they only got back our independence in 1921, and it was crazy, further on another bit. And in 1977, I was born. And then at the age of 48, I met you. And, it was absolutely amazing to meet your family, Troy. Absolutely. And I've done a lot of tours in my life, I've never met a pleasant family like yours. And, I really did. I shed a tear when you left. And, I couldn't believe it. The gratitude you give me and the lovely card your mother gave me, that was awesome, and thing I would treasure for the rest of my life. And, just because of you, my next tour was cancelled, and, and I'm sitting here now because of you. I'm able to do that. And you're amazing man.
Oh,
amazing man. Love to meet you again.
Yeah,
please come back.
Oh yes, yeah. Look, folks. Yeah. I mean, you go to Ireland once, that's not enough. You need to go back, and if you do, you need to find Brendan McCarthy. There's no question about that. Best national tour guide in Ireland for sure. I just want everybody to know that, and obviously you can kind of see why.
Thank you very much.
You really did take care of us, and so obviously my listeners know I love history. We talk about history at different times and the significance of it, and it was. I told you, I guess when we were in Cork, and I was just like, well, I'm kind of waiting to see if there's a place that I feel like I feel something like there's, it's hard, do
you were saying that to me, all right?
Yeah. And I can say that when we were in County Clare, when we were in, it wasn't even necessarily so much at the Castle O'Day. I mean, it was just in that area. It was actually in the countryside, around it, maybe even more as we left than as when we were approaching to get there. That I felt like, this is. I don't say it seems familiar, but I mean, it just had a feeling of home that seemed genuine. And I realized that there's all kinds of inputs that make a person think those things, and understanding that your family's ancestry comes from that particular part of the world. But it did feel very comfortable. And the other places that we visited before and after were beautiful and charming, and you had so much information to give us as we went to all these cool places, and it is breathtaking. Like where you stop and you'll be like, you'll just pull over. And it's like, this is not where the buses stop. I'm gonna pull over. You got to see this, and you pull over in a spot, and it's amazing. But I did feel on the way, I guess, towards between O'Day and Corriff, and I felt like, this looks right. This looks like what it seemed like. Hey, folks, this is Troy Thompson, and I just wanted to break in here. Now, as you know, we are not monetized. However, you can buy us a coffee. There'll be a little emblem that says you can support the show on whichever platform it is that you are listening to the Sunny Side of Life, and I would be darn honored if you bought me a coffee, so to speak. Or I think the emblem, I changed it to a beer, which seems, to be honest, probably more appropriate. So buy me a coffee, buy me a beer, whatever it is, and that helps support the show so we can continue to develop more and more great skits and have more and more great conversations just like this. And if you do, great. If you don't, that's just fine too. Just wanted to let you know. Now back to the show. There are a lot of Americans that have Irish heritage at this point in our history, you kind of touched on it a little bit. I did not know that it was the Irish, the High Kings that were fighting each other, that one of them invited the English over, and they overstayed their welcome for 800 years. But eventually, so there is that, isn't there? There is just we had a few conversations, and my observation was that it seems like a lot of the things that the Irish do or have done in at least the last few hundred years that have now become traditional things that we all appreciate around the world are almost meant to just poke Great Britain in some way. Just like the little things that your traditions were just like we design. They might poke at England a little bit, which as an American, we appreciate that. Like we get it. We did. We had a revolution, broke away from England and all that. Everybody knows that. Yeah. But the Irish part of it is like you do it in a way. You're just so close. At a certain point when you're at the giant causeway, you're 24 miles. I mean, you're just a stone's throw away from Scotland, so you can see it on a clear day.
28,
and we could see it. So it's like you're just too close. Like America was so far away. We had the advantage of being able to kind of go through 5-6 years of war and then win. You guys were like they're right there. And they're not giving up. And so we did. So even like your Irish dancing, you mentioned it. You are, you're what, a champion Irish dancer? The traditional dance back in the day.
I used to be a champion dancer in set dancing when I was 15. But my dad passed away very young, and I give it all up then.
Yeah.
That's all we did back in the day. We had no mobile phones or nothing like that. All we did was with 132 acres of land, fed the chickens, milk the cow by hand. In our spare time, then go dancing or go to the cinema. Oh God, I used to love going to the cinema when I was younger. Because my mom used to give us £1 to go to the cinema. £1 to go to the cinema, and 50p to get into the cinema. And then the other 50p, for 2 bags of burger bites and a pack of Silverments. That's what you get for £1.
Yeah.
But go to the cinema now. With my wife, my son. Tickets, popcorn, Coke, £55.
Yeah.
It's crazy now.
Yeah.
Between when I was younger, 35 years ago, nearly 40 years ago, was £1.
Yeah.
Now, 40 years later, it's £55 to go to the cinema.
Yeah.
It's crazy. The how much stuff is here in Ireland. You never see those days ever again. It's Ireland has really changed. Have you gone to the cinema much in your place, or do you like that, or what's it like in your place?
Same.
Same,
Yeah. Certainly, prices have gone just like what you said. And we talked about movies a lot, which was awesome because we are the same generation, same age. I'm a little older, but I mean, we had the same movies, and you'd tell me movies, and I'd say, oh yeah, I've seen that, or I haven't seen that. And the same thing right back at you, and sent you a short little list of like, you got to see this movie, and so forth. And I know that in December that you're going to be watching Tommy Boy and Hot Rod and a couple of the other dumb movies that I sent your way, and all of that. But you did. So when we were in Killarney, you took us to a show that they did Irish dancing. It's called Celtic Dancers. They were fantastic, and they and it's just so amazing. And it's all they keep the upper body so rigid. That's part of the deal. That's so rigid, but below the waist, they're just like kicking and just amazing and tapping and just wonderful. It's just so incredible to see. And of course, the songs that accompany it and all of that is amazing. And then after that show, the next day, I was like, Brendan, I think that what was the deal there? Why are you not allowed? Why is the upper body so rigid? And the lower body is able to move so amazing and fluidly. Why would Irish people develop a dance where the upper body is so rigid, like they're not even moving?
Yeah, well, it's all got to do with our history. As I said, won't talk much about when the English came in. They stripped us from our dancing, our Irish, and and lots of other stuff, and so, but we weren't allowed to speak Irish or dance and stuff like that. But we still had our houses, going back to the 18th century, and where we picked the rocks up out of the fields, built the houses out of the limestone, and then detached our houses. But we had our windows and we had our doors, and every Irish cottage in Ireland had a half door.
Yeah.
And what happened was the English army used to kind of walk through the towns, like the likes of the oldest festival in Ireland, in Kerry, Killarney, the 9th, the 10th, and the 11th of August. That's what they're celebrating, down there, because the goats saved about 2,500 lives from the Cromwellian army.
Yeah.
Picture that town, with stone cottages, and just out the road you had the Red Fox. If anyone of your listeners or anyone wants to come to Ireland, on the Ring of Kerry, first stop is the Red Fox, and you see the old Irish. He has an old bog site there, and he has 5 or 6 houses, and he had the award-winning Irish coffee. This Red Fox, really nice guy down there that runs it. But you'll see the Irish cottages and the half doors. And when the British were walking through Killarney, and this was the oldest festival, shortly 9th, 10th, 11th. I tell all your listeners to look up Killarglen, the oldest festival in Ireland. It's coming on next week, and I'm going to go down. If I'm off, I'm going to go down to it because my wife has never seen it.
Ah.
And what happened is the British used to go through Killarglen, and they check all the houses to see was anyone speaking Irish or dancing and stuff like that. But when they see the British people, they used to hang outside the old door, the half doors, and the British didn't say they're not doing anything really there, but they were. They were dancing from their waist down, and they were doing nothing with the top hat,
Yeah.
and they used to say to the British, you don't know what I'm doing, you don't know what I'm doing, but they're actually dancing from the bottom down, and that's where Irish dancing came from, the half doors and the dancing.
Yeah.
But come to Ireland and go through Killarglen, and there's a lovely village over there called the Red Fox, called the Bogside, and you'll see it all over there. It's really nice on the stepping of the Ring of Kerry. And I hope you really enjoyed the Ring of Kerry, and hope you enjoyed your experience in Ireland. And I think you did by, the way you smiled every day when you came out. I thought you kind of, broke something in the hotel or something, did something, bold. But no, I looked at you, man. You were just smiling every day because you got value for your money, didn't you?
Oh,
yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
I love those stories. I just love the poking the bear. I don't know if every dance that we've come up with in the last couple of 100 years in the United States have got such a deep meaning as we're going to continue to kick our feet. And we're going to do it even under foreign rule. I love that. Yeah. It's just so impressive and really inspiring. I just love that story, and it really gives me great appreciation for what you did up to the age of 15, and then you were, the other thing I admire about you, and there's a lot, but that you just have. You've always been a hard worker. Like, you're never sitting down. Even though I know you had a tour canceled this week, you said, well, I've got a honey-do list a mile long, right? So Mary's got plans for you. So you've got things to do. But since you were a teenager, just busting your hump out there, trying to make ends meet and doing all kinds of interesting jobs until you get into your mid 20s, and then you said, enough of this. I've seen these tour guides come in. I'm gonna do that, and you became a national tour guide. Tell people, and you have a right to be proud of this. You have 10,000 euros. Right, invested in your licensing to be the big deal. There are lots of levels of tour guides across Ireland, and you can drive any vehicle. You can take any group anywhere, any size group, and you've even because of your qualifications helped guide some of the United States Secret Service folks around. You've just done a tremendous thing, lots of tremendous things. So talk about that process, if you would, just so people understand, if they're planning to go to Ireland, or maybe they've been there before and they just like, our bus driver was he was okay, but it's that it wasn't the same thing. It was like that. I have never had anything other than a fantastic experience in Ireland because of you. So how? Talk about that. There's more to it than meets the eye.
Yeah, there is. I mean, like when I was telling you, I had all along, I had 10,000 euro in my pocket. And it's not 10,000 euro in cash. It's 10,000 euro in plastic.
Yeah.
To invest. When I was a kid. Here in Ireland, you learn how to drive a tractor at the age of 16.
Mm-hmm.
And then 17, you can drive a car. And, what happens is you get your provision license. You go under 70 out of 100 questions in Ireland. And if you get 70 out of 100, right, then you can get your provisional license. That all costs money up and on. Then after that, then you get your 12 lessons driving. And whole and behold, when you get your 12 lessons in your car, you have to have a accompanied driver that has passed their driving test. You can't just get up and get your plastic license and then start to drive. You have to have someone professional with you for about 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
And then once you're able to kind of maneuver the car around, you start getting lessons then. And if you pass your test, it takes about 1,000 to 1,200 euro for your car alone. And that's, start to finish. And you'll be lucky enough if you pass it the first time. If you don't, you have to do all the procedure over again. But it was great. I passed everything the first time. I went from car to, small truck to Arctic, and then big bus, and then the high pursuit driving. You can get the PSB license to drive the President of Ireland, and I have all those. I invested all my money in that, and that once you get all those licenses, then you can go back to school at the age of 30 and become a national guide, and that's 7 months up in GMIT in Galway, and that's where I spent my time up there. In Galway, training to be a national guide. So you can tell all your friends that, there's not many national guides, because there's a lot of money in it. But, I don't, really kind of, go out much, and drinking much wise and, smoking much wise. You can't really, because you have to, train your yourself and educate yourself, because you're going to get nothing for nothing here in Ireland.
Mm-hmm.
You have to get up, and if you like something, go for it. And and you'll meet the most amazing people along the way, like the likes of you, Troy, and and your mom and your dad.
That's very kind.
Your mom was amazing, and she went home yesterday, and she was telling me that she had to go to church.
Yeah.
And organize a book, and tell me more about your life, how busy you are, and did your wife get the beautiful postcards? No, did they come yet?
Oh my gosh, I forgot to even ask. Yeah,
you forgot.
Yes, I forgot to even ask.
You did so much.
I have got to when I'm done with this recording, I am going to go see if you got. Yeah, because that was something, folks. This is what is so just a key indicator of how much attention to detail Brendan takes. Okay, gosh, let's see. We picked up Saturday, so Sunday night. Sunday afternoon. He starts telling us what we're going to do on Monday, and we're up to at that point we're moving towards Galway, and we're going to go to one of the towns. So we have to get. He's like, you got to get a postcard. And you have to get, write a nice note to your mom or your wife, your family, whatever you make a nice little. Say it's an old fashioned thing to do. Yeah, and then we're going to post it tomorrow when we go to Waterville, and so so we follow instructions pretty good. Colin, we picked out a postcard. Colin wrote a nice note to his mom, and then we posted it in Waterville, which is where Charlie Chaplin bought a house. And so you told us that whole story and showed us around Waterville, which interestingly enough, Waterville is the same town that is very close to where my mom grew up in Northeast Iowa, the same name. So,
wow.
Yeah. But so when you're a national tour guide, and you take that test after your age of 30, is it a lot of history? Like it's basically just a history course in Ireland, Irish history? Like you have to, because you had mentioned certain things that you had to know about. And fortunately, and conveniently, one thing that came up with you was O'Day Castle. Yeah,
the O'Day Castle, and plus the fact that many other castles, and where you went in Galway as well to Kilmore Abbey. Remember that?
Yeah, yes.
And that was another castle that came up on my list as well. The that's very, very unique place as well.
That's beautiful. Kalmar Abbey is
Kalmar Abbey, yeah.
University of Notre Dame in the United
Yeah.
States has a vested interest in Kalmar Abbey. They have, I think they teach them. They have. You could probably go there for a semester or whatnot. They have some things happening there. It's just an amazing. A beautiful place with tremendous Victorian gardens, a beautiful castle.
Yeah.
I mean, just
See,
and
I
it's-
remember it.
oh,
Yeah.
that was
It was
amazing on a
it was
beautiful lake.
it was absolutely amazing, with the storyline there of, Mitchell Henry. He was from Manchester in England, and he came over to Ireland to see the linen in Belfast. And he wanted to see the linen working from Manchester to Belfast, and because his father's background came from, the linen in Manchester, so he came over to Ireland, and he went to Belfast, and he seen this beautiful woman, Margaret Vaughan, and they fell in love, and they kind of want to get around Ireland, and Mitchell Henry, he wanted to kind of get down around the Connemara area, and his wife Margaret Vaughan, they seen the beautiful Connemara, and they built the beautiful castle, and they had a family of 7, and tragically struck there and stuff like that. So they ended up selling it, to make a long story short, to the Benedictine nuns from Belgium
Yes.
in the 1920s, and the castle then came an abbey after the Benedictine nuns, and and then after that, then they used as a boarding school, and then as you slipped in there, the Notre Dame College then took it over.
Yeah.
For the next 30 years, and that was a lovely place out there in the beautiful Connemara, the beautiful mountains, and on into Westport, and seeing the tragedy there was here in Ireland of the famine, the Great Irish Famine in 1845 to 1852, where 9.5 million people were here, and all of a sudden, we had an awful potato blight in the potatoes, and they got rotten in the ground, and the Irish people started eating them, and they got kind of very sick out of it. From 9.5 million people in 1845 to 1852, when they immigrated to Australia, England, Wales, and especially in America, Newfoundland and all those, Boston and places like that, when he took us in. And we never forget the way he took us in, and, from 1852, from 9.5 million people to only 2,500 people left in Ireland from 9.5 million. And then the population grew now, and from 2025, did a survey there, there's 5.2 million in the Republic of Ireland now,
Yeah.
Same as in Iowa, what's the population there that's in Iowa where you live right now?
Well, Ireland's got us beat. Ireland is half the size of the state of Iowa geographically, but it has, I thought it was 8 million people, but you're saying it's 6?
We're 5.2 million in the Republic.
In the Republic, and then whatever's in Northern Ireland.
Republic.
Yeah.
And then there's another 1.5 million in the north. So
about 8.
Roughly around 6.5.
6.5, 7.
In the whole lot of Ireland,
We have 3 million in Iowa. So
3 million.
Yeah,
wow.
3 million. So twice the size geographically. None of the mountains, none of the ocean, none of the cool, none of that. But we lots of corn and half the number of people. Yeah. There was it was the Irish famine in that time frame that my great grandfather or great grandfather would have immigrated to England, and then my great grandmother, my great grandmother, sorry, I'm gonna get this right. I don't know. She was born in she was 100%. Yeah, she was born in London, but she was 100%. So her parents, she was 100% Irish, and then they emigrated to the United States. But it was so that the famine time that caused, a lot, like you said, so many millions to leave, and now Irish culture is, you can find an Irish pub all over the world, and everywhere. They're everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Irish pubs are everywhere.
Yeah.
Are they in Iowa? Irish pubs? Can you go to an Irish pub and
Yes.
do your connections back, to
Yes.
to Ireland?
Yes, you can. There are pubs in Iowa that call themselves Irish pubs. They're not what I would consider an Irish pub, from what I've seen. And then there are pubs like on the eastern side of Iowa that are 100% like what you'd expect and what you'd see in Ireland too. And I'm thinking of Cedar Rapids, just kind of on what we call the east coast of Iowa. We don't have a coast, but we have a river on each side, so that's what we do, that type of thing. But you did take us all over the country, including there's your dog. The folks, they're listening. They don't get to see what I get to see. We're doing this on via WhatsApp, and so I can see what he's doing there. It's just fun to that's your dachshund. Your dachshund, right? What's the dachshund's name?
My dachshund. We called him Honey, and we got her about 6 weeks.
Yeah,
6 weeks old, and she's here three years now, and she's the second love of my life. I called her Honey.
Yeah.
And when I come home from tours, I say, "Hi, Honey, I'm home," and my wife keeps running out, and so does the dog, and the dog jumps up on my lap and she says, "Who'd you come home to, the dog or me?" And I said, "Oh, you, of course, Honey."
Yeah.
So we have great laugh, calling the dog Honey, and I call my wife, her pet name, Honey, as well. So she's exhausted now from going for a little walk. There a while ago, I took her out for a walk. She's exhausted. She's sitting up on the couch and stuff like that. She's relaxing.
She's not used to walking like you do.
Cats in there.
You take every night we
have you
get
dogs
in.
or cats? You were saying you have cats, I think.
Well, no, my niece has cats.
Your niece?
Yeah. My niece.
Mia, wasn't it?
Yeah, Mia. Yeah, she's got cats. Yeah.
Tell her a big hello from Brendan. From Ireland. 100%. She was amazing as well on the tour. And that's your brother's daughter, isn't it?
Yes, that's right. Yeah. She just lives
how many in the family was it? How many brothers and sisters?
I have one brother and one sister. I think my brother and you are about the same age.
Yes.
And then my sister is 6 years younger than I am. Yeah. So.
Wow.
Yeah. We're moving on.
And I'm your adopted brother now.
Yeah. What? That's your adopted. You are my adopted brother. Yeah, that's right. 100%.
I'm your adopted brother now.
Oh yeah.
Everybody adopts me in America. Yeah, and I love it when I connect with somebody, and man, it's very hard. When you get on with a great family. I was thinking about you all day. I was even telling my wife Mary. I said, Troy's ringing me from America, and she goes, "Wow, once the people go, they go. We just made this bond. Listen, if you're ever, feeling down and
yes,
that in life, ring me and I'm there for you, man.
Yeah. How could you not? I mean, how could listen to his voice, friends? Like, I mean, how does this guy not make you happy just listening to what he's? You can just tell everything that he's pushing out is just trying to just be a good friend, and that what makes it so genuine and everything.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what. When you we did go into Northern Ireland. Went into Belfast. Yes. We saw there's a Titanic museum. I think that's beautiful. It's a fantastic museum. They just done such a great job up there. But I take a lot of cruises, so the Titanic Museum is not exactly up my. I'm like, I don't want to, I don't want to think about a ship that sunk. When I take all these cruises. But what I did appreciate the Giant's Causeway, that just so beautiful up there, just unbelievable how pretty it is.
Yes.
However, I mean, it is a different vibe up there, isn't it? I mean, it's very cheerful. I would say Ireland is just genuinely quite cheerful. It seems to have a cheery vibe, and Northern Ireland is not uncheerful, but they are definitely different. Definitely more, but it seems it definitely is. Well, it's part of the United Kingdom, so it feels very buttoned up.
Yeah.
to some degree, and you discussed that, and we had fun up there, and what Ireland just generally doesn't speak of the Troubles anymore. They don't talk about those times and things like that, and particularly up there. But I was able to have some conversations with folks, and it was always interesting to hear, because I wasn't trying to. I didn't know. I just wanted to know. I just wanted to learn, I didn't have any side one way or the other, and so I always found that people were pretty open and honest and friendly about the issues that happened. Well, just prior to you and I being born, and then kind of throughout our youth time, from the 70s, 80s, and into the 90s, and then it was kind of came to a close, which is good for Ireland and Northern Ireland, but that was a different experience for me, just to be and it's so odd to like I said, I mean it's pretty obvious, like an island's boundaries are pretty clear. So it seems weird to have six counties carved out on the north end there. Yeah. But they, like you said, the English have been invited in, and they were there for 800 years, and so it's kind of hard to imagine.
But you see, we haven't got 800 years to talk about on podcast. We, if this ever goes out to your listeners, 10, 15 minutes, there's no point going on about Belfast, this and that. Ireland is Ireland, and come on over, and I would show you the best of Ireland. I specialise in the wild Atlantic way.
Yes,
between Dublin, Cork, Killarney, over the Shannon on a ferry, and up into Lahinch and Cliffs of Moher. Yeah. Cliffs of Moher now was really nice, wasn't it?
That was beautiful.
What do you think of the Cliffs of Moher when you were there?
It's
it's a tourist attraction, kind of. 7 wonders of the world, really. Yeah. Isn't it?
It's just so beautiful. I mean, everywhere you look, the city, any city is kind of a city, but when you get out into the countryside with the stone paddocks, the stone fences that, some human beings had to make all of these stone fences all over Ireland.
You were on about the stone fences,
Yeah, it's so amazing,
Yeah.
And just cool times where you took us up to this one. I don't even know where. I can't remember where this was, but it was a great memory. And you're just like, well, there's some roadside stand people here out in the middle of nowhere on this beautiful vista, and we were looking, and then they were selling old like metal signs and kind of farm signs and things like that.
That's
so
right,
I did buy one of those, and then you introduced me to something called poutine.
Poutine.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. The water of life. You put hair in your chest.
Yes.
Yeah.
Irish moonshine that helps cure the cold and the flu. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. It's really Irish. Viagra. Really. Back in the day. Warms the cottles and muscles of your bones in your chest. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it's really good stuff. It's like vodka, but stronger. It's made out of potato skin, and we get bottles of it, and I really don't drink it. Really, I take it home for as you say, the hot water, lemon, a couple of caps of moonshine. Kind of a hot toddy, kind of really. In the winter time. And it's really good. It really gives you put hair on your chest. You know what I mean? And make you a lot chirpier.
Yeah.
After drinking,
more chirpy than I already am.
I give you a bottle of that. Make sure. Yeah. Make sure you make a hot toddy in the wintertime.
I put it in the medicine cabinet because it's a medicine.
Yeah. Yeah, it is a medicine. It's great. I have the Comrade bottle of yours. I actually bought it out of my bag there last night.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. It's just how the year is moving so fast. It's now what, the 3rd, 4th of August?
Yeah.
There's only what? September, October, November, December, 4 months to Christmas. My God. And I'd be wrapping up shortly now on the 5th of November, and then that's the tour season. Then all dies down then until the 17th of March again.
Right. So now,
yeah.
all of my friends that are listening to this, I want you to know. So,
Yeah.
we have a lot of Iowa State Cyclones that are going to be visiting Ireland very shortly. At the end of the month, there's going to be all kinds of Iowans in the country as they go and watch an exhibition college
American
football.
Yeah.
So they'll be there. If you are interested in, and not just if you're going for Iowa State, but anytime that you're visiting Ireland, the visiting season kind of ends mid-November, picks up again in March. Of course, that's perfect because St. Paddy's Day is coming around. You did take us to St. Patrick's, kind of where he had his cathedral, his church. I forget what town.
Crowpatrick.
Crowpatrick.
Crowpatrick and Westport.
And the high crosses you took us to. That was amazing. That was one of those cool places that I got. It was like, wow, St. Patrick, was here. Like this is where he was, and
he was here, all right.
Yeah. That was awesome to see. And there's just so much to see, and you can't, if you try to do it on your own and drive, and you're from the United States, one, you're going to find the driving frustrating, and then you're just not going to find all of these places, and guides help you get there, but there's no guide better than Brendan McCarthy, and you can take it from me that's the case. So if you're going to go to Ireland, and whether it's with just your family, or you're taking a larger group with friends, or whatever it happens to be, make sure that you book your tour through it's Love Irish.
Thank you.
Right, Love Irish Tours.
Yeah, Love Irish.
And they have, by the way, on TripAdvisor, Love Irish has like a 99% excellent rating. They have, and that's with thousands of reviews. They're phenomenal. And then you can ask for the number one national tour guide in Ireland, and that's Brendan McCarthy, and he will take care of you just like you took care of John Travolta, right?
Yeah. Would you stop? You're my John Travolta. What was the name of the movie you made?
The Rise of the Sea Urchins. Yeah.
I'm going to. Is that on Netflix or
no? You can watch it for free on YouTube.
Listen, I'm going to watch it on YouTube. Put it onto my television. I watched the first 20 minutes. I think you're absolutely amazing guy. When I seen it. The acting, you are just amazing and extraordinary guy. You can go on and do bigger and better things in life, and you can be anyone you are. You're just an amazing guy, and I hope that I found a friend for life.
Of course.
And if we end off this podcast, remember we said we're going to do a couple of lines of a song.
Oh boy,
Garth Brooks or something, just to finish it off.
Yeah.
How about it? Online.
Oh boy, just out of the blue, huh? Let's see.
Come on now.
What are we doing?
You are a most terrific singer. If you had to come to Ireland and you played a bit of a guitar in a corner of a bar, and your voice, it's such amazing. You have a bit of Irish in you, a bit of American twang, and the way you can sing a song, and tell the story. That's a real true Irishman. And I listened to you all week of singing a song, your voice. Oh my God. I would pay, to listen to you. You're a terrific man, terrific husband, terrific father, a terrific man altogether. I'm not just saying it, I'm saying it from my heart, because being with you for the week, I made a friend for life, man. Try. You are absolutely amazing guy, and I hope I see you again. And if I like America in October and bring my son for his 21st to New York, my next trip is going to be Iowa.
Oh boy,
to see you.
That would be awesome. I would love to have you at Sunnyside.
I've done this job, 18 years of my life, and meeting John Travolta, he's a nice guy. He's a movie star. He's grand, but it was a bit more personal with you. You are a true gentleman. No, that's from my heart to you. A gentleman, you are a gentleman, and that thanks to your mother, for raising a man like you. Fair play. And behind every good man, there's a good wife, and you must have a good wife.
yes.
looking at her picture.
Yeah, she's
And
fantastic.
I'm talking from my heart now.
Yeah. And that's
Come
what
on,
you
take it
do.
away.
That's what you do.
Let's sing it out. Let's sing it out before we hang up.
What are we going to sing?
Come on.
What Garth Brooks song are we going to sing here?
Well, we're going to sing.
The Dance?
No, bit of
No.
no. How about come on, go again. Just the other night. Hometown football game.
Some of
my wife and I ran into
my old high school flame.
Go on. And as I introduced them, the past came back to me, and I couldn't help me think the way things used to be. Take it away.
Sometimes I thought you'd go right into the chorus.
For all time. And each night I spend praying of God will make her mine.
Yep.
And if she'd only grant me this wish I wish back then, I'll never ask for anything again. Come on, try it.
Sometimes I thank God.
Oh, wow.
For unanswered prayers. Remember when you're talking to the man upstairs. And just because he doesn't answer doesn't mean he don't care.
Don't care. Some of God's greatest gifts are unanswered prayer. Try, I love you.
Brendan McCarthy, ladies and gentlemen, you are the Sunnyside of so many people's lives. The joy you brought to my family, to me, and to now my listeners. That is what we do here on this show. We talk about that and going out and being the sunny side of somebody else's life. And man, it's what a blessing to meet somebody like you, Brendan, who you are every day working so hard to be the sunny side of somebody else's life.
Let me know how many thousand viewers does this, and call me back. Keep in touch. Tell me what you're doing. Just keep in touch, because you're an absolutely amazing guy. And get that snow plow out, and the work you do for the winter time.
Yeah,
that's amazing. That's amazing stories you're telling me. What you do in the winter, because you get nice bit of snow out there, do you?
No, too much, but it is fun for a while.
Yeah, for a while, yeah.
Awesome.
Okay.
Well, thank you so much, Brendan. It's so good to see you again and to hear from you. And I just wanted to share your voice and your heart, because when you speak, it comes out, and I wanted people to hear that, so that way they truly can understand what the heck I was doing for the last 10 days. Yeah. Yeah.
It's just like I really, really like people. I really like people, from America and stuff. A lot of American people get to me because I've been through a lot in my life, and a lot of things, tragically happened, and things happened with Mary, and she's okay now, and and then I get people, and I like to be treated the way people are treated, and and you've only one chance in life, and take it and enjoy it, because we're not here for a long time. We're only here for a short while, and just remember that, And I'm going to leave you Iawa August Cull of Snow is thank you for talking to me, and sleep tight, and you're a true guy,
Thank you.
Take care for a while, and keep in touch, try, and send your regards to your mother and your family for me.
Absolutely, will do.
Thank you for everything.
God bless you. God bless Mary, and God bless Ben, and safe travels throughout all of Ireland every day, and to America very soon.
Thank you so much, Troy.
All right.
Slán na bhaile.
When the shadows fall and doubts begin to creep, remember together we're strong, never weak. Lift your neighbor up with kindness every day. Let your actions speak the words you want to say.
The Sunny Side of Life is a weekly production about our life on the family farmstead here in Iowa. the liberties we prize, and the pursuits which make us happy. None of this is possible, of course, without Christ in our lives. For the Lord God is our sun and our shield. He gives us grace and glory.
Be the sunny side of someone else's life. Share your light and joy through struggle and strife. Keep your heart open and your soul always bright. Together we will share this sunny side life. Be the sunny side of someone else's life. Share your light and joy through struggle and strife. Keep your heart open and your soul always bright. Together we will share this sunny side life.
May the Lord bless you and keep you, and may the sunny side of your life in Christ be made evident unto you each and every day, and give you peace.
From Dublin streets to Belfast skies, Brendan's voice makes the spirits rise. With tales of kings and rebel cries, he paints the land in green disguise. Oh, Brendan the Navigator, he knows the way through the hills and the whispers of Galway Bay. With a wink and a laugh, he'll brighten your day. The sunny side guide, come what may.
If you're single, you can mingle in Dingle.
To Clare's Cliffs and Wicklow's Bends, his stories twist, they never end. A pint in hand, your best of friends. Where the road begins, the magic sends.
You know, the moment I met you, man, you know, we did hit it off. We absolutely amazing.
The harp plays soft, the fiddle sings the Isle of Legends, the joy it brings. Oh, Brendan the Navigator, he knows the way through the hills and the whispers of Galway Bay. With a wink and a laugh, he'll brighten your day. The sunny side guide, come what may.
And you'll meet the most amazing people along the way.
He'll show you stones that guard the past, castles tall and shadows cast. Underneath the stars so vast, the Emerald Isle hold you fast. He'll show you stones that guard the past, castles tall and shadows cast. Underneath the stars so vast, the Emerald Isle will hold you fast. He'll show you stones that guard the past, castles tall and shadows cast. Underneath the stars so vast, the Emerald Isle will hold you fast.
You've only one chance in life, you know, take it and enjoy it, because we're not here for a long time. We're only here for a short while, and just remember that, you know. And I'm going to leave you here. What August Cullov Snob is thank you for talking to me, and sleep tight, and you're a true guy, you know.
He'll show you stones that guard the past, castles tall and shadows cast. Underneath the stars so vast, the Emerald Isle will hold you fast.
Slán na bhaile. Bye bye.